feedback we're getting. Non-pushy, wasn't channeled into one particular area, given options, wasn't chased to close.
This goes back to the result that we had yesterday, that in the last 12 months, 86% of our clients have reinvested. That's mega. That makes us incredibly proud. Like Christian said when we first started, this isn't a podcast to try and get you to buy or sell, but we do have large amounts of people that reach out, and how do we start this process?
But I think if anyone can get any takeaways from our podcast, it's not us, as you say, trying to get new business through this, but it's if anyone can get or learn by what we've been doing and what we talk about, I think testament, 86% of all our clients have reinvested.
100%.
That is a very powerful message. So we're getting something right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to CEO and the Founder. My name's Christian Woollard, and I'm with Lewis Hall. Today we're going to be talking about the client journey. So you're listening to and watching us now. We just wanted to run through what it's like to invest with us, what are the processes that you go through, how easy it is, and we're just as a snapshot, because we've been asked by a few people, so how do I invest? How do I get involved? So basically, I mean, it all starts with your, most probably, unless you've been referred directly to us. We do get a lot of referred clients into us, but you'll see an advert, for example, could be on any one of the platforms, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, could be a Google ad. We will be launching YouTube videos as well at some point this year. So you click on that ad, and then you'd be presented with a landing page with further information about what we do, or a specific product particularly. And you can fill out your details and have us contact you directly, or you can book a call with one of our advisory team. Then it goes to that call is booked in. You typically will start to have a pre-arranged message that will come out to you from whichever investment advisor that you've gone through the diary. We work a round robin diary system, so there's no favoritism. You'll just land with one of whichever one that it is. And we like them to put together a personalized message to you saying, looking forward to having a phone call with you just to confirm the time still works for you, etc. And then you have a discovery call. So you come on board with a discovery call, and the discovery call literally is that sort of 15-minute conversation where we can get to know you as an individual and understand what you're looking to do, achieve, and you also get to know us. We explain about us as a business and what we do, and our HQ here, how we manage products and the services that we offer out to clients, how it's all managed in-house, and the strategies that we have in and around. So we have multiple different investment strategies that you can get involved with, depending on which direction you want to go into. That may involve assigning some certificate to state who you are as an individual, and then it would be information that's shared to you. So at no point would we as a business look to try and close you as a client on the discovery call. That's 100%. Not what it's about. It's very much a get to know. We equally believe in that face-to-face, touch the skin, or press the flesh, as the Americans say, values. So you can, press the flesh. So you can come into our offices.
Yes, I was just about to say that. So that was a good point. So the whole idea of discovery call, exactly what Christian said, is we have an array of investment products for investors that have got £1 million plus, high net worth investors, all the way down to people that have got £13,000. You get treated exactly the same. We get phone calls from everywhere in between, whether you've reached out to us or it's a referral or from social media, like Christian said. Everyone is treated exactly the same, but we have a strict process. It's something we're very proud of. You have to have a discovery call. It's not a sales pitch. It's a presentation. We get something, just send us the details. How can we explain all of that on a WhatsApp message? We just don't do it. So we make sure it's all about that experience from the investor.
I think so. Equally, we open all channels. So whether you want to come into the office, whether you want to have a Zoom call, you have a phone call, but it all starts with that discovery call.
Correct.
And then depending on what you are, who you are, and the type of investments you want to get involved with, you would then be sent the appropriate information about those investments. Correct. And a follow-up call booked, or a follow-up meeting, whatever it might be.
And just to be clear as well, because a lot of people naturally, when you're going to purchase something, a lot of people are put off because they're afraid that they're going to be sold the dream to a salesperson. Look, we have some fantastic staff in our investment advisory teams, But like you said, 9 times out of 10, if someone jumped on a call straight away and wanted to, I'll just buy now, we just wouldn't accept it. You have to go through this process.
Yeah.
It's not a long-winded death by PowerPoint presentation. We want to get used to, we want to get to know the investor. Are our products right for you? Are we right for you? Is the values of what we install as a business and the way we operate right for you? Because we get a lot of people that I would say are rude, but I'm not interested in that. Here's my money. It's not about that. We need to understand that we can help and add value to you. And
it's a long-term journey. You know, we want 100%. You as a client long-term. So it's a relationship. It's a two-way relationship. And if we don't understand you and we're just trying to sell you something and we have no comprehension of you as a client later on down the line, then it doesn't work for us.
It's like another way to look at it. It's like if you look at all of our investment advice, they've all got relationships with their own investors. Yep. Now, investors like to talk to multiple people across the country, across the company, which is fantastic. But we have investment advisors that have built rock solid relationships. And what you find is, what we want to do is be not necessarily your one-stop shop, but as you grow as an individual and go on your journey, like we said, we treat everyone the same. Whether you're just a brand new person, you've never invested before, you've seen our advertising, you've seen the fact that we've got hundreds of reviews, etc., but you're a bit nervous. We don't bite. These are friendly staff.
Yeah.
And also, they don't get paid commission. If and when you go ahead and you leave a fantastic review at the end, they get a little bit of a bonus. Everyone, the whole of Unique is on a salary. There's no salespeople that are there to sell. If it's not right for you, it's not for you. Because on that discovery call, it might be, let's say, for example, you have a discovery call and you explain to someone, I haven't really got any money to invest now, but I have in a club. They will treat that phone call just the same, because when you do come into money, you'll then come back to Unique, and vice versa. It's all about the customer experience when you go through that process. And it's something that we've created, and we're forever evolving that. And I think it's the best it's ever been. And just look at the results. But not only that, in the future, let's say if you either come into money or you saved up more money, where are you going to go? You're going to go back to what you know best, which is Unique.
Indeed. And then, I mean, from that journey of going through, and you've decided on the investment strategy you want to go through, we as a company, because we adhere to regulations within the UK, so we have a compliance department. So you have to go through compliance first. Now, that sounds like, oh my goodness, what's that about? But we've just introduced Third Fort, so it's an external compliance. And depending on the strategy, it's basically a proof of address and identity document that you are who you say you are the person that you're purporting to be. In certain investments, we need to do proof of source of funds, specifically where acquisition of properties are taking place. These are all standard anti-money laundering regulations within the UK that have to be complied with. So we do all of those processes. So and those are, kept on secure platforms, are not shared anywhere. There's, all the correct protocols are. And
it's standard across the UK's investment industry. It's really standard that for example, signing the high net worth.
Well, it's the KYC. Know your client.
Know your client.
And we have to do that, so that if we're ever audited at any point and somebody says, Mr. Smith from Barnsley,
or this or vice versa.
Yeah, how can you say that he is who he is, and et cetera, and that's why. So, it protects you and it protects us.
I was just about to say exactly. Yeah. It's designed to protect the client and to protect us. But also as well, where, like you mentioned, the compliance is outsourced, the compliant platforms that we use are outsourced. They're quite expensive, but they are the best of the best. We don't want to have hundreds of investors sending us all their personal documents and stuff like that. It gets quite messy, even though we can, due to our regulations, but we'd like to use outsourced.
It's easier, it's quicker for you as a client.
Correct, because you can imagine it's like the modern, so I'm about to say the modern way of purchasing a house. The way of purchasing a property has never changed in years. The conveyancing takes months and months and months. Because we offer hands-off investments, what we don't want to do is have you weeks and weeks and weeks going through an onboarding process. So what we like to do is we use external platforms or products that are like you said that we use with that company, Third Fort, but all of the compliance people that you speak to, from Danny, who's operations director, to M, to Will, the finance, it's all in-house here. Yeah. It's just the platforms that we use outside. And all of that is explained on the discovery call. So when you come across, whether our investment advisors, as part of explaining about who we are and what we do and why we do what we do, and what gives us the authority to do so, not only the regulated side of it, but the authority to do so for the fact that we've been doing this for many, many years. But also at that phone call, they will explain to you what happens next. Because a lot of people, they'll go buy something from a company, got no idea what what's going to happen next, or is it going to happen? Is that because a lot of people presume? So what we do on that discovery call, the investment advisors will walk you through. If you were to invest, Mr. Smith, this is what happens at that point. If you was to go ahead at this product, we have to have another call, etc., etc., etc. So there's a second call to go through that process, and then every process is different depending on the product. The investment advisor will explain to you this is what happens at the, just so you're fully aware, and you can make the best judgment. If you were to invest, this is going to happen, and pretty much it's all done for you. Hence why it's all hands off.
Yeah, and then once you've gone through compliance, then it goes to contract stage. Contracts, very simply, we use DocuSign, which is a platform that there's multiple people probably.
You can sign your contracts on your phone, on your line.
Yeah, exactly. And what goes with that is basically your investment as well. So your payment schedule is all sent to you. And later this year, probably within the next 2 to 3 months, we will be launching the unique client app, which we're working on at the moment. And
so it's like a portal, right?
Yeah, portal. So you'll be able to log in. You can see your various different investments. You can see all your different payment schedules. You can look at the graph of how everything's working for you.
Might have a forecast on it.
Yeah, forecast, and there'll be other future products that you might So it'll be a way of us to communicate with you, so that you can see a roadmap of other things coming out, and it's just a convenient way. Some people like it old school, typed or emailed or sent to them. Other people just want to have a look at it as a snapshot. This is what's going on, and that works for them.
And also, sorry, it's like what you said. It creates effectively like, and I'm not very good with IT, but it's effectively like a folder where it's going to have all of your contracts, all of your payment schedules. So if your accountant asks you in a year's time, can you send me, you've got it all there. And it's good. We're not doing it. It's certainly not a tool to be used to sell other products to, but it'd be good. So what we'd like to do as part of when going back to how we structure these products, you can see over the next 3 years exactly then what you can do as an investor, because we get a lot of investors reach out, can you help us? Like you do it quite a lot with high net worth investors. I do it, and some people do it around the investment advisors as well. They map out, investors will say, well, what if I was to invest 50 grand at that point or 20 grand at that point? We create a forecast for you, so you can put all that together so you can see what's coming, rather than just, it's like the old days of selling rent to rent service accommodation. I hope I'm going to be booked out in October. I hope I don't have a bad Christmas. With our products, you can see exactly what's going to happen because nothing changes, right?
Exactly. Yeah, well, they're all fixed term contracts, so
nothing changes anyway. Yeah. But it's good when you start having multiple investments. So, say for example, you might have for those investors that are lucky enough to have access to large funds, you might have £100,000 or 6 figures into a RIT, which is a real estate investment trust. Then you might have, say, £21,000 into fixed terms. You then might have an apartment in Dubai if you're lucky enough to afford one. You then might have one. You don't have to have all of our products. Like I said, we treat every investor the same, but the more you build it out, what we're thinking is if you have that app that you can have access to, that it's all in one place.
Exactly. And as you've said, you could either invest individually or you can invest in us and get a blended investment strategy. We're just trying to cover all bases for all different investment levels, basically.
And effectively, so let's just review that again. So whether you've come from a meeting at our office, you've arranged a Zoom call, you've either met Christian or myself. Obviously, we've got our own investment teams. If you have a call with an investment advisor, Christian mentioned the round robin earlier. So if you come through to our system, it will just spread it across. Everyone's equal here, because a lot of people go, can I have a call with that person or that person? You can if you really want to, but everyone's exactly the same. Once you've had that call, we call it a discovery call.
Don't tell them that.
That would cause carnage.
Yeah.
But once we've had a discovery call, we then explain, we get to know you a little bit. We're not going to go into War and Peace about your background, but it'd be good to know what type of investor you are. We're not going to go into great details of, we're certainly not going to ask you how much money you've got. If you're going to go into an investment product, we need to make sure it's affordable. We're not one of those companies that likes to have a discovery call and who has the most money. Training companies do this. I'm getting off subject here, but a lot of people have discovery calls from a training perspective if you're selling training products, because you can then work out what you're going to sell them next. We don't do it for that purpose. We do it for the sole purpose to make sure that these products are right for you. Once you've gone through the correct product that you want on that second phone call, you've signed the document, you've had all of your information. Once you're happy to proceed, it then goes through to your compliance. You sign the contract. Yeah. You then pay for that investment, whatever that investment is. You then get sent a congratulations and welcome email. Then it's pretty much hands off from there afterwards.
Indeed. I mean, just quickly on a point you raised, there's certain investments that we do have to ask how much money you have, or do you adhere to a certain level of investment levels, just from a compliance point of view, but not on everything.
And then what we like to do is, as part of the whole process from start to finish, we like to create what we call the customer journey. It's a roadmap, and linking back to our reviews. If you look at the experience, the investors love it. The fact that we've put many months have gone into building these systems. It enables us to be able to operate the levels that we operate in, because let's be honest, I mean, what time is it now? It's 1 o'clock, and they've taken large amounts of investments downstairs. They're ready for the next one. We need to make sure we've got the resources for that. So as part of the whole process, not only is it streamlined, so it's structured in such a way we can get that allocation secured straight away while that process is going on, but you as an investor, or you listening to this that could be potential investors, that journey is quite a good experience. It's good to listen to the investment advisors, their experience, their knowledge, because I think it's second to none. There's no other, don't get me wrong, other companies have their own processes, but from the feedback that we get from our investors, I think ours is second to none.
Yeah. The feedback we get, not non-pushy, wasn't channeled into one particular area, given options, wasn't chased to close.
And this goes back to the result that we had yesterday, that in the last 12 months, 86% of our clients have reinvested. That's mega. That makes us incredibly proud. Like Christian said when we first started, this isn't a podcast to try and get you to buy or sell, but we do have large amounts of people that reach out, and how do we start this process?
But I think if anyone could get any takeaways from our podcast, it's not us, as you say, trying to get new business through this, but it's, if anyone can get or learn by what we've been doing and what we talk about, I think testament, 86% of all our clients have reinvested.
100%.
That is a very powerful message. So we're getting something right.
Correct.
For that to happen.
You wouldn't copy, I was about to say you wouldn't copy shit, because you get a lot of people out there that do copy what we do, or they try to copy what they do. And you could look at that in a positive way, because, excuse my French, you wouldn't copy shit, but the investors love it. That's the main part. And there are lots of people out there that try and mimic what we do, and we've got no issues with that, but you're never going to be able to copy the products that we do. But if this, like we said, this isn't to sell you something, but if you can take any value from anything that we say, whether that's the processes we install and you install that in your own business, absolutely.
Exactly. That's why we're doing this. We're just sharing our experiences. We don't get it right all the time.
Correct.
And when we get it wrong, we learn from it, and so we'll share those experiences to then how we get it right thereafter.
If we can add value, we will. But also as well, to end it on this note, if any of you listening have got any questions, please feel free to send a message, click the link up down below, however it works. But also as well, if there's anything that you would like us to talk about on the next podcast,
definitely
feel free, just reach out. If it adds value and it's not going off subject, we're more than happy to. We had someone, can you do a podcast on this? So we did. So just on that's open to everyone listening. If you'd like us to talk about anything whatsoever, entrepreneurship, business, property, investments, we've been around for a very, very long time.
Staffing, relationships,
staffing, anything you like, feel free to ask us questions, and we'll make some podcasts on it.
Yeah, perfect.
That ends another good episode of our podcast. Again, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.